Hi, and welcome to another video on object-oriented programming in C#. With me, Marinas Toman. Okay, so in this video we're going to look at the math class in C#. The math class is a class that has many methods that allows you to perform mathematical tasks on numbers. So some common tasks that we might want to do. So for example, like math.max takes in two numbers and finds the maximum or the highest value between these two numbers. So in this example, if we put in 5 and 10, it would give us the output of 10. So this actually just returns one number. Same as the math.min, you pass in two arguments and you get a number returned. Math.square root, this returns the square root of a number. So in this example, the square root of 64 would be 8. ABS, so that's to return the absolute number, which is basically just if we put in a minus, the absolute is going to give us the positive. So it's just what is the kind of the magnitude of the number, what's the absolute value. Math.round then rounds to the nearest whole number. And then if you go over to Microsoft themselves, over to the documentation, you can have a look through the class. You can see, they give you some examples here of how different things that you might use. Then there are some fields, so there's some constants in the constant variables in the math class. Like e, pi and tau. So these are just numbers that are always used in mathematics. And then we have a list of all of the methods here, so you can see the absolute method, or ABS, it's overloaded. So you can basically put in any number type, a decimal, a double, an int, whichever you want. So when you go over to Microsoft, you can have a look through the documentation and see what methods are available to you. So for example, cos returns the cosine of the specified angle. So you can see, you can click into it and see in a bit more detail what the method does. But this just gives you a description of what you can expect the method to do. So if we look at say for example the max, it's overloaded as well, so we can have loads of different data types, two numbers that we can compare. So this will just return the larger of two signed integers. Okay, so there's quite a few methods in there. You can have a look through yourself. So again, the documentation is always brilliant when you're using classes. So the math class, it's in the system namespace, so we get this that's any console application that we create by default. Visual Studio will be using this namespace even if you don't declare it. So you can see in this example here we're explicitly declaring that we're using the system namespace, but we get this basically by default, or it's invisible for every project that we create. So we can just call these methods straight from the math class like this. So math dot and then whatever the method name is, and then whatever your argument's going to be. Okay, so that's everything for the video. Thanks for watching.